Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the Model Car Enthusiast Podcast. Are we all enthusiasts about model cars? I mean,
We are.
probably. We are, and we've got a new knucklehead on, knucklehead guest, Onixfiero. You may all know from his YouTube channel. Onyx Traveras. Is that correct how I said your last name? I don't want to ruin it. Traveras?
Tavares. That's close enough.
Okay, as long as it's close enough. He's in New Jersey, so it doesn't matter. But I invited him to come on, and the other two guys, you guys know, they're regulars. Nobody cares. So today we're going to talk about what our oldest build is that we still have in our display cases. That's still a survivor. Might not be our first build, but probably our oldest build. We just want to talk about that, and who knows? We'll see how this goes. We might have a couple other subjects we'll squawk about. We have a list here of podcast subjects, and sometimes we might pull one out of the jar. But first, before we get started, I'll just go around and so we'll start with that dude and go around the clock, and everybody can just introduce themselves and say what they're all about. Go ahead.
I'm Tim from Throttle Power, where it's all about the throttle. Onyx, take it away.
I'm Onyx from Onixfiero and Scale Model Works, where it's all about Fieros and scale models. That way.
Fieros.
I'm Irvin from Arterake, and I get in trouble with a little bit of everything. So
Very much.
I like to do how-tos and some other things. So take it away.
All right. Well, it's me, Luka. You're on my channel, and you all know about me. Nobody cares. So we're gonna move on and talk about our oldest models that are still intact and in our display case. We'll start with Mr. Throttle Power, Tim. Do you have any old models you built a long time ago? What's the oldest one? Just let's go with that first. We might have a
come
picture
up with about 3 of them. I was actually Googling what hobby shop I bought one of them at right now, but you kind of caught me in action.
Oh, yeah?
You got some of the pictures? We can start off with,
yeah.
The blue MPC Hemikuda. Some box art on
yeah.
that. That thing came out about 1980.
That one right there.
You can see the paint job's a little messed up, and that's the kit right there. Actually, that kit there, that box was gifted to me, but that there is the original model that I built back in 1980. Decals and all, I haven't never touched it, and it's actually still intact, believe it or not. So
I would love to get those decals.
It is a survivor. I may set you up because I think I got the original decals, and I can get them copied from STS and send them to you.
Ooh,
little
that would be cool.
Plug
Yeah,
STS decals.
Shameless plug.
I know. Shameless.
They're a good addition to the hobby, that's for sure. That is such a neat kit too. That one is not the tubbed version, but I've got a few of the tub versions, and they're
correct.
I mean, I like those Cudas. I like the 72 to 74 Cudas with the round tail lights.
Yep, that is a 72 through
and
4
of course
Cuda. And Jeff
that box
gifted me that box
stellar.
because he knew about my Cuda that I built and knew about it and saw it and everything, and he found that and he gifted that one to me to go with my old one. And he actually says, I want you to build this now and compare the build difference from 1980 to now. So many years later, I'm going to have to build that Cuda to compare it to my 1980 build.
Yeah, you are. That's really always nice fun to do is to do a then and now of the same build. I the model I'm going to talk about, it's what I do with that one all the time. I might be up for another one here soon.
Well, I graduated in 1982, so this is kind of dating me. Then I'll go back a little bit. I got 2 more to go back on. The Revell Garlet's Dragster, which came out in the early 70s. That one there. I remember buying that at Kmart. Well, I used to go to Kmart a lot, wait for the blue light special, hang out in the aisle while my mom would go shopping, and she'd come pick me up. Of course, the blue light never came through that aisle, and I never saved any money, so I could only buy so many models with my allowance. But I built that in the mid 70s. I started building models in 4th grade and got really hot building models in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So I would have been in 8th grade in 78. So I built that dragster probably 76, 77, maybe as late as 78. You got a picture of that one? There it is. And then, of course, it's been busted a little bit and stuff. But now the striping and where it says my name, I specifically remember taking that into art class my freshman year in high school as an art project and hand striping that and hand painting my name on it with the little testers paint bottles. That was kind of a little art project. So
that's pretty good for using testers, brushes, and paints, and the age you were. You did pretty good there.
I've been in art class my whole life, so it was kind of it was a fun project, and that's about the only thing I passed in school was art class. But that's kind of a survivor too. It's missing a couple pieces, and I tried wiring it back in the day, and where the wires glue on into the valve covers and stuff, big old glue blobs, and you do the best you can when you're, in 7th or 8th grade or 6th grade. But that's the survivor. And then another kit I specifically remember getting is the Johan kit. I always loved this Johan Cuda. It's a 71 Cuda, and I think it came out in 1971, the Sox Martin Cuda. It's dear to my heart. I've built many of them, but this is the only one I've got that I built, again, probably in about 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I remember specifically putting it on a coat hanger, walking out and spray bombing it. And, of course, it would take about a week to dry. And I was very good with spray cans, and I still spray can paint everything today. I walk outside and spray bomb everything. That's one thing that Fred Henry and I talk about a lot, is spray bombing our models. I didn't buy my first airbrush until probably about 4 years ago when I started doing tanks, because I had to airbrush the camo. But other than that, everything's always spray bombed, and that is not polished out or anything. Now, I have in the last several years, when I moved my models and stuff, I sat down and waxed that. So I guess if you wanted to kind of say if it's polished out, it is, but it's just hand waxed. And if I had it out, I could show you something cool that I did in the engine compartment. I added like a chrome firewall. I found this chrome tape and smoothed out the firewall and put it on and kind of chromed up some things, and really thought that was pretty highfalutin back, about 8th grade, just doing stuff like that. But those are my three survivors.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. That's cool to have them that old too.
Those are my survivors that I've built. I'll have to get them down and do a video on them sometime and show them. And then, of course,
you should. It's always a good video.
Yeah, so they could see yours, Onyx, and Irv stuff that they do also.
Yeah, definitely. And I tell you, and both of those Cudas, I have quite a few of both those kits, and I really like them. They build into really cool looking drag cars and street machines and stuff. And I kind of that I've been wanting to do the Johan Barracuda. I've got a vision in my head, and I've been wanting to build a model of one of those. And it's pretty much that kit for when it came out was pretty advanced. It's still pretty nice today.
It is.
Everything's separate. Under the chassis, it's kind of basic in the sense, but fairly accurate to what the real cars were. But it builds into, like, completely out of the box, builds into such a beautiful looking. It's got the perfect stance. You want to build something like that. It's just a cool kit. I like that kit a lot.
That thing's going on 50 years old if it came out in 1970, 71, to think about it.
Yeah,
47 years maybe? 48, something like that?
No, it'd be
how old is that?
Past 50. It'd be like 53 years ago. 71.
You're right.
Yeah.
God,
yeah, see how you are? Yeah, so this car right here is elderly.
It is.
couple years away from qualifying for AARP. So.
Still looks like a baby though.
It still does. It's aged well. That's cool.
It's always been in a case. Never where the sunlight's hitting it or anything.
That is
sat on my shelves in the bedroom for the longest time, and would always get dusted for my mom. And those are some of the models I've got left over, because I remember selling almost everything I had when I was 15. parents were having a yard sale. Man, I took everything I owned to sell so I could purchase a car when I turned 16. So that was on my
Which
mind, the
was?
real car, which was a
What's the real
Challenger.
car?
Challenger.
Which you still own.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
That's cool.
That is very cool. I wish I owned my first car, man.
I wish I owned my first car. If somebody
What was
else
your
owned
first
it,
car,
I
Onyx?
stole it. Was that?
What was it?
My first car was a 1983 Trans Am.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
Nice.
you and I, because I owned one. It wasn't my first car, but it was one of my first cars was an 83 Trans Am. What color was yours?
Mine was a silver with black trim, and it was great until it was stolen.
Oh, yeah. I had
And,
mine was black with the gold, the Smokey and Bandit colors. But mine was, I think mine had that gray, or did they call that pewter color or whatever, silver color? I don't know. Weird color. Probably the same color you had. I love those cars a lot.
Oh,
You and I have gone around and talked about those Onyx. But since we're talking, you're front and center here now. How about your models? What's your oldest? Still kind of have it preserved in the case.
Well, some of the pictures I sent you were all of my oldest survivors, and I think the oldest one out of all of them may be it might be that Porsche 944 that looks like it was in a rollover accident.
Well, I just so happen to have a picture of it right there.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, had a little mishap, but it's still, it's still all there, and you still have it in the case. That's cool that you kept it.
Yeah, that it was. I had it in the windowsill because we lived in the city, and we in our apartment we lived in a small apartment, and I would build them and put them on the windowsill, and it was the summertime, and
greenhouse effect.
that's what happens. Yeah.
Oh,
And
your
for
heart
some reason, I just,
had to just sink. So, what year did you build this?
yeah, this had to be, I want to say, somewhere around the mid '80s.
Okay,
Um,
clean build.
I went. It was this was all just spray can. Trying to remember. Oh no, actually no. There is one that was before this. That's the Fiero with the T-tops. With the target top.
Oh,
If you have a picture of that one.
I do. I'll have to load it up. I forgot it. Talk about. Go ahead and talk about this, and I'll get that picture. Oopsed.
Well, this was a Tamiya model. I'm pretty sure it was a Tamiya.
Yeah.
And it just went together like butter. And this is one of the reasons I loved Tamiya. From the moment I started building my first Tamiya, I just fell in love with them. They just go together like they're supposed to.
Right. Yeah.
The
That's a
engineering
good
is
way of putting
fantastic.
it. That's a very good way of putting it.
And sometimes they're a little too easy. But they always look great. The stance is always perfect on a Tamiya. And the look is always, even though they simplify the details on some of their builds,
Yeah.
they'll sacrifice some details for proper engineering of the kit so that it goes together properly.
Mm-hmm.
And they just look great when they're sitting on a shelf. I've yet to build one that I am not happy with.
You haven't built one that you're not happy with. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, not a Tamiya. The Tamiya, they always go together perfectly and cleanly.
Right.
And unlike a lot of other kits, the stance is always perfect in the car. The way they sit on their wheels.
Yeah, they do. They have that nailed down.
And because I've built a few where I've had to make extensive modifications on the suspensions just to get them to look right when they're sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
A lot of MPCs need to be modified in order to get the suspension to look right. But the Tamiyas, I don't think I've ever had to do that on any of them.
Yeah, they're
I think
excellent models. I'm sitting here doing the job I should have done last night. Of course. Let me.
Yeah, I think that Fiero and the Pontiac Banshee are earlier than the.
The Banshee now. Here.
I have a Banshee.
I bet you do. Yeah, this one
I like
here.
that. Yeah, I like that kit.
Yeah, that's a really nice kit. That is one of my earliest also. That as you can tell by how sloppily the red trim is painted, and but it's a really nice kit and goes together nicely. I always thought it was a shame that Pontiac never actually built that car.
Yeah, you can kind of see the 4th gen. When the 4th gen came out, you can kind of see some hints of it. But yeah, that was I remember when Hot Rod Magazine did a cover issue on this concept car, and someone drew, or they had a concept artist draw a picture of a pro stock as a pro stock car. I think it was done as Butch Leal's car at the time. And I bought this kit, and I was going to do that pro stock that they drew a picture of, and it never happened. Of course, that was way beyond my abilities. But later on, I saw in Scale Auto somebody took my idea and did it, and it looked pretty cool as a race car. But it's an interesting kit.
It is interesting, and one of the things that is little known about that is that car, I think, was made in either 89 or early 90s. I think
it was late 80s, definitely.
And though the styling for that kit was actually taken from the 2nd generation Fiero prototype, which later on they actually they changed the proportions a little bit to put the engine in the front, added the rear seats where the engine was. And that styling slowly made its way onto the 4th gen Camaros and Firebirds. But it all started with the 1990 Fiero prototype. That particular styling.
But what else do you got? Any other?
There is one of my. I've got 2 favorites of my survivors, which are the Ferrari California Spider and the Cobra.
Okay.
That I built. The Ferrari California was a Fujini kit, which if I could, I would love to try and build that again because it's an amazing kit. And the one I have is basically what's left of it.
Yeah.
And it's got great detailing, even down to the wire spoke wheels, which are beautiful right out of the kit.
Which one is that one? What
that's
color?
That's the red. It's red. Because it's a Ferrari, it has to be red.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course I don't have that picture. But importantly...
Well, I can show you a quick glimpse of the Ferrari right there.
There we go. Yeah, I had that picture. I don't know what happened with that.
Which, I just love this car. This is the one that was featured in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks good.
And I just love the styling of it. And the kit was just, it was just an amazing kit. And I'm pretty sure it was a Fujini.
Yeah, I think that was. I remember seeing that.
And I'm looking for it again because I would love to try and build it again so I could build it decently this time. Now, the paint job is not great. Again, it was just rattle can. We would go on the terrace of the building we lived in and just spray right in the box, open up the boxes, flatten them out, and just start spraying just to get the colors in. And as you can see, the seam on the front bumper, I didn't know anything about filling seams or gaps. I just loved the cars and wanted to have them on my shelf. So you can see the seam down there by the turn signal light is horrendous.
You were having fun and learning.
Oh, I loved it. This was one of my favorite builds because back in the early '80s, I was a big fan of Miami Vice.
That was early '80s. That was early '80s when you built that.
Yeah. Because I was a big fan of Miami Vice. Oh, there it is. That is probably the oldest out of all of them, I want to say. Yeah, when I was saying I was a big fan of Miami Vice, and I fell in love with mid-engine cars, and that was the only thing that was within my grasp of reality of owning.
Yeah.
So I took it, I chopped the roof off it, I made these really horrendous-looking taillight modifications.
Yeah, I noticed that right there. You see it.
Yeah, oh, that it's horrible. And I don't know, I love it for how bad it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a part of your building history.
Yeah, I mean, I built. There's another one I built, a red one that I built on the channel, which I used as a comparison of progression from when I started to now.
Yeah.
And they are worlds apart. But I love that green one because it is just so bad that, it just makes me laugh every time I see it.
Yeah, that's what's fun about those. I wish I had some of my old ones that were horrible. I used to like not care about them when they were like that bad, and now I look back and nah, that would have been cool to keep. I just kind of, I still have them actually, but they're like tucked away in a box in a million pieces, and I've been slowly like taking some out and kind of restoring them and stuff. But yeah, an actual survivor, there's not many of them.
Yeah, I
So,
wish I had more of my old ones.
yeah, no kidding. So Irvin, I said your name wrong. I said my uncle's name. Sorry.
It's all right. I've been called worse.
But
I
what was
bet
your
you
first
have.
car first?
My first car was a 1962 Nova 4-door.
Okay.
I paid
right.
$50 for it. My dad had a body shop, so we had to put floors in it. So we just took like big old metal signs to make floors out of them. I had baby moons on it, and we painted it dark blue. And I had like the SS's. I had the little silver cove on the back where the taillights were on the
Right.
trunk lid. We had that painted silver, and it was a straight six. The motor was so tired in it that back then they didn't have detergents in the oil, and when you pulled the valve cover off, there was just enough room. The sludge was so thick in there that just you could have enough room for the rockers to go up and down. So
Oh
we had to
boy.
run. I think we run kerosene through the motor and gas, and then it'd smoke real bad to kind of clean it up. But yeah, it was pretty tired. It wouldn't get out of its own way. I had a foot gas pedal in it, the chrome
Oh,
foot gas
okay.
pedal.
That was worth a tenth.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty basic, but it was my first one. I actually didn't have it that long. My buddy and I traded cars. I was gonna buy his, and he was gonna buy mine. And I wrecked his, so I had to buy it that night. So my second car was a '66 Impala Super Sport with a worn out 283 in it.
Oh man. And that's the
So
one you wrecked?
yeah, I wrecked it. We had to get a front end for it, a front clip for it. But yeah, I wrecked it, and I had to buy it. My dad made me buy it that night.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that could
So
have gotten you in trouble.
yeah. And as far as models go, I had two younger brothers, so anything from my childhood is, wherever I didn't break, they destroyed. So the earliest thing I have is that monogram 70 Chevelle. When this first came out, that's when I kind of started getting back into model building a little bit. I had a real one in 1975, just like that. White interior, had slots on it, aluminum slots on it. So I kind of mimicked my car, but now this has been broken over the years, and I changed the wheels on it, and I actually put some foil on it years ago. So it's been modified a little bit over the years. Uh, it's got Floquil paint on it. The red paint is
Oh,
Floquil.
really? I remember
Yeah,
that stuff.
and it's so dull. I tried polishing it up, and it's not really coming back. And the decals, of course, in the hood are all wrinkled from over
Yeah.
the year. They were probably wrinkled from the word go because I didn't have any solvent to work them, and you know my history with decals anyway.
Yeah,
So
we've heard.
no wiring. It's just basic. Actually, the wheels aren't even glued on it. It's been it's been broken a couple times, and the wheels are just sitting out under it. I wanna build this car again, but I want to use the to me the Revell Snap Kit, the '70 Chevelle, the one that was molded in green
Yeah,
metallic, is
yeah.
actually the most correct looking. AMT and Monogram, they screwed the front ends up on them. They just don't look. They just don't look right.
No, they don't. They don't look right. Yeah, you can see it like right there. That's
Yeah,
what always turned me off of this kit.
yeah.
And then,
But at the time, that's all they had. You know what I mean? It's all
yeah,
they had.
and
So
the AMT is a little better. But I've heard this from so many people of that snap kit being the most accurate one. I never picked up that snap kit, and I would really like to get a hold of one.
yeah, I'd like to do a accurate one of my car with that body. So I'm making plans to do one down the
Yeah,
road.
I think I'm going to try to find one of those and combine it with like a Revell 68 or 69 Chevelle. And I've been wanting to do a model of the Red Alert for a
Yeah.
long time. That might be the route to go. I was going to use the AMT, but
Nah, I don't like the front end on the AMT. To
no, I
me,
don't either.
the Revell
You know,
one's the only one that got the front end right.
Yeah.
the I found that same thing with the. I sent a picture of a Dodge Viper. That Viper is, I think it was a monogram kit or a Revell kit. The wheels and tires were horrible, but
Yes.
those wheels and tires on that car are actually from the Snap kit.
Oh, really?
That they look better on the car than the wheels and tires that came with that kit.
Isn't that something?
Uh, yeah, I mean they were they had the offset tires. The wheel spacing was more correct. The width was everything was just better on the Snap kit than it was on the glue kit, which I thought was a little odd at the time when I built that.
I like those tires. I might have to hunt that down. Those are nice.
So the
Yeah,
tires are from a Snap kit. The
yeah, the wheels and tires are from a Snap kit.
I have
From the
found
Snap.
I have found snap kits to have like amazing wheels and tires in them. I've bought a lot of snap kits for that. Like I used to pick up the I was the snap kit of the Prowler for the back tires, and I collected up a bunch of those back tires because they were great. Looking for like a pro touring car, they're perfect size.
I always thought the monograms, engravings on their tire or their rims, their wheels, always were nicer than anybody else's. I've always, back in the day, took monogram wheels and usually some of the tires and switched
Yeah,
them on the other kits because I just thought the engravings were sharper and more clear and more correct than a lot of the other wheels.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Uh,
Yeah, but nowadays the new AMTs and stuff, they are stepping up their game. That those like the Pontiac GTO snap kit, or not the snap kits, but the curbside kits that they've been bringing out.
Hmm.
The tires and wheels are really, are really looking really nice compared to what they were.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely doing a lot better with them.
Yeah, they've done a lot better with them.
I did always like Onyx. You and I, we talk about the Fiero, the monogram Fiero, and the Trans Am kits, the '80s Trans Am kits, and those wheels in those Trans Am kits and those tires were nice. They were very
yeah,
accurate. To
they were beautiful wheels.
yeah, those wheels were spectacular. But,
Even on the Fiero kit, I noticed that the wheels that come on that '85 Fiero that was all just re-released,
yeah,
they're still just as nice as the originals. And I mean, they got the detailing down on those wheels down to where they even still have the Pontiac name engraved into the
yeah,
wheels
they were
on
that
one of
way
those
on the
sports.
Trans Ams too.
Yeah,
And
and I
and
was
and the wheel I really liked with the Trans Ams that they finally came out with when they brought the Formula 350 out, like I think it was the 90, 89 or 90 Formula 350, and it came with those wheels that came on the 84 Trans Am that were like the way the 85 Trans Am, which was kind of dome, but then they're like inverted in, like,
yeah,
and those wheels are outstanding in that kit, and they have the Pontiac on there too. And those are unique wheels too. All right, well, let's see here. we are moving right along on this podcast, and I guess I'll talk about mine if everybody's ready for this. And I bet you can guess what it is if anybody really knows me. But this is probably from when I started getting serious about model building in 1985. After I was out of high school, I've told the story a zillion times. I didn't really build much as a kid, but this was probably my third build. My first one, let's see, my first one that I did was the Monogram 69 GTO. That's in a million pieces. My second one was the 85 Trans Am from Monogram. I still have that one, but it's in pieces. But this is the one, this was my third one, and it's always stayed intact, and this one just always meant something really special to me. It was the first model that I, first of all, attempted spark plug wires, but I did it in a unique way that used to be done from the olden days. I used thread.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a car that I never had any interest in until one day shopping for my next model to build. This one just struck my eye, and I was like, I fell in love with the 40 Ford because of this and because of this box art. And on the side,
Wow.
this is what got me, is I saw that one right there with the black fenders. And I had to build that model right there. And I did. And this was built in 1985. I got, at that point in time, this was my third model. And every model I had done, I used that sapphire blue from Testors out of the Rattle can. I bought some Testors black for the fenders. I did no sanding to it, no priming. If you can kind of look, let's see, in this shot, if you look at the front fender, that mold line that's really bad on those 40 Fords from AMT, I thought, it wasn't in the picture on the box. I thought if I put enough paint, I kept putting paint on it, thinking it would bury it, and it never did. But I put the optional Oldsmobile. Well, they said it was an Oldsmobile, and I was an Oldsmobile guy, which I didn't say. My first car was a 69 Cutlass S convertible that was a hand-me-down from my father, and that was my first car. It was a lot of fun, so I was an Oldsmobile guy, my first car. And they said on the box art that this is an Oldsmobile, but it's actually a Buick Nailhead. What did I know back then? Nothing. And you can see my thread that's just kind of glued on there. But I even, back to looking at this picture, if you look at that interior, I noticed that there was like this dice, if you can see that dice hanging, it's the shifter. So I had to do that, and I mocked that interior. You can see the dice in there. Put the little dots. I was really proud of those little dots I put on them. Worked out real good. But I just, that has become, a kit that means so much to me. And, there. That's a kit. How about that? Take a look. Look around. Take a look at it. For those of you who are just listening, these guys are all. I can't. Wait, I'm doing it wrong. There, right over here. If you look over. There.
Wow. I see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
My picture doesn't fill the whole screen, so everybody's peeking around the corner of the picture. I got funny guys on this podcast. They're funny dudes. But this is the model that I like. What you was mentioned is taking another crack at it, like what Tim said and Irv's talked about. Taking a crack at rebuilding. I built the kit like that again with what my skills were in 2000, and then for the first USAC build, because of my love of that kit, and I was the one who picked the first USAC build, was the 40 Ford kits, and I rebuilt it again. So I have this car, 3 versions of it, and I think I'm going to build another one. I just love the blue and the black fenders on a 40 Ford, and that's my oldest kit still. I didn't do a lot of going. I think you can see how rough the look. Can you look around and See, right around there.
Yeah.
You see how the chrome is kind of jaggedy because I painted it, by hand. Later on, I put some bare metal foil in there, and I think I changed the back wheels and tires at one time. That's about all I've ever done to it. I hate all three of you. Anyways,
Tim started it.
That's it. There's that's really. I don't have any other ones to show. That's my oldest. That's the oldest survivor. And
Well, I remember using that same technique of getting rid of mold lines. Just put more paint on it.
yeah, and it works somewhat not at all. I was like, how did the guy who built the model in the box get rid of it? I didn't. Why? And you know what? The weird thing is, at this time, I was just starting to get into body and paint on real cars. I understood sanding and prepping and stuff. I was learning that at the time, and I have no idea why I didn't think of taking sandpaper and putting it to the plastic. Built it right out of the box, and I built it the way it was on that box art, and it was
Well, you figure they give you a whole can of paint, you got to use it on something.
Yeah, and I did.
It's like the glue. You got to use the whole tube.
Yeah, I think on fenders. I think I shot down the whole can of testers. It was gloss black, which one thing I always know of all the testers paints, and I come to loathe testers enamels, but the one that seemed to always lay out really nice was their black. Like, I have a Knight Rider kit that I built probably a year later that I did with the testers. I still have that. It's Survivor in my case. And the paint still looks pretty darn good. I blasted it with that tester's black. But that tester's black, I've painted a few cars with it, and that stuff seems to lay out really nice. Other testers you got to wait 2.5, 3 months to 7 months.
Yeah.
Before you can.
I always liked the Pactra paint was really good.
Oh, I remember Pactra.
Pactra had that. They had a dark blue metallic, and they had a cherry dark red metallic that was really nice, really pretty.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that. They also had cool colors that testers didn't have. They had these cool oranges and stuff too. I remember.
Yeah, my local hobby shop had a lot of Pactra paint back in the day. I like their paint better. But just like Onyx said he said he'd break down the box and spray in it.
Yeah.
We didn't break the box down. We'd take the box lid and we'd spray the whole car in it. That's why when you find those old kits with the inside of the boxes are sprayed with spray paint, that's the way we did them. We just sat them in there and hosed it on. Just hosed that paint on. That's the way we painted them.
That's what the box top was for. It's for your paint booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's the way we did them.
I know. Yeah. I'm always, you buy a kit from a collection, you might find a semi-built kit, and look in there, and sure as anything, there's always spray paint in the inside of the box there on the lid.
That's the way we did it. But I didn't get spray paint till I was a little bit older. When I was young, we just had brush paint or no paint. We didn't. A lot of times we didn't even paint.
Well, I discovered models in a hobby shop, and I bought my first that monogram GTO. I saw back there the rack of testers, and there was these spray paint, and it's like, that's ingenious. Yeah, that's right. Just like they spray a real car, you could spray a model. Why not? I mean, didn't think about using sandpaper, but you could spray the model. So right off the bat, when I started building, I started spraying with that wonderful testers.
Oh, I did the same thing. First thing, you think that it's coming out perfect, it's spraying beautifully, and you compare it to today's sprays, like a Tamiya can or something like that.
Oh,
and you realize the testers was like a fire hose.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. It just they just put hardware spray can nozzles on there. They just bought. But I'm thinking, we might have someone pop in. What time is it right now?
It's 11:52 over here.
Our buddy
Yeah,
Hockey007. He might be stopping in. So, and we're not that. We're not even to an hour. We got a couple other little. I have a whole list here. Most of them are Tim Brown's ideas because he's the guy.
I got something to add.
Oh,
Hold on. Mirror things just come out.
Add away.
I've been trying to find a picture of the box art and I can't. You guys remember it's the big box, the Revell big scale deuce.
Yeah.
It was black on the box.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, I remembered the name of the hobby shop at Eastgate Shopping Mall in Indianapolis back in the 70s. It was Tom Metzler's Hobby Shop. That's where I bought a lot of my models, or Kmart. I remember going into Tom Metzler's, this is in grade school, and he had one of those black deuces up high built, and I always wanted one, and that was kind of my dream model to buy. And of course, they're expensive because it's a big kit. I think it's 1/8 scale.
Yeah.
I finally had saved enough money to buy it, build it straight out of the box because it was already black. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to save money. I don't have to buy paint. Well, I had that thing sitting on the shelf, and of course, it's taking up all kinds of room. I'm building some other models. I don't have no more room to put my models because I only had so much shelf space. I ended up losing that big scale deuce to my GI Joes because I had all my GI Joes, the Jeep, the Spotlight trailer, and all that. Go outside, set my GI Joes up, and we would take dirt clogs and throw them, and it'd be like explosions. The neighbor kids and stuff. Well, I thought, man, my GI Joes are going to be cool. They're going to ride in this deuce, GI Joe. So I crammed my GI Joes in this deuce and ran this thing around the yard, and it busted instantly. And it was the end of that big scale deuce. It was junk and trash. And of course, once they break in a million parts, they're done.
Yeah. Your dream model. Who knew? How much was it back then? Would you happen to remember?
I have no idea because my memory remembers seeing it up high.
I have a catalog. Let me check.
Oh, do that.
That's cool. Seeing it and then cramming my GI Joes in it. That's what I remember the most. And it's taken a long time to buy that darn thing. Took weeks to save up for it. Maybe a month.
I bet. And did your GI Joes have the Kung Fu grip?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, these were pretty tall, man. That would be perfect for that 8 scale deuce. Yeah, they'd fit right in there.
My GI Joe was a 3 1/4 inch ones.
Oh yeah.
Those are my Joes.
Yeah, those were the blue laser, red laser, and knowing.
And no matter how much people shot guns off, nobody got hit.
No, nobody got hit. But knowing was half the battle, and the other half of the battle was red lasers and blue lasers.
Yeah.
I was a little older for that time period, and I was kind of like, because I come from these GI Joes, and I thought, man, that sucks. They dropped them down, but I was still, when the Star Wars figures came out. I know we're not talking about model cars. We're still talking about fun stuff. So when like the first action figures that became popular that were small were the Star Wars ones. Of course, it made it easier when they're scaled down to have all those accessory vehicles and stuff. I think that's why they did it. And then when G.I. Joe came out, I got it. I understood it. But it was like, man. But I wasn't a kid anymore. But I started watching the cartoons I was watching, Transformers and G.I. Joes and stuff like that when I was, I was a construction worker, 19, 20 years old, and I thought they were cool cartoons.
How many models have you guys lost to firecrackers and bottle rockets?
75% of what I owed.
Really?
We decided to go drag racing out in the street. We ended up getting hold of some bottle rockets. And, of course, the more bottle rockets you can tape on your model and light, the faster and farther it would go. But it doesn't necessarily go straight. We started doing that. We went through our bottle rockets real quick and a few models real fast. Drag racing models with bottle rockets.
I can say that I never, because again, I didn't really build much, but some spacecraft and stuff, but I didn't really build much as a kid, so I didn't do the blowing up with firecracker routine.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
One thing I tried as an adult, we had this model meeting once. This was like in the late 80s, early 90s, and one of our members brought. Remember the early '80s AMT came out with these very toyish NASCAR Cup car, race car kits, very toyish. These things rolled really good. They had a really heavy metal axle, very basic chassis, and they were very rigid. I had one that I put together for Felix to play with because he come in my, when he was when he was a toddler, and he was, kind of still didn't understand you can't touch the model cars. So I handed him one of those. He played with that till it was destroyed into a million pieces, but it took him a while. But they had this metal axle, and you could put like a little bit of pencil graphite in the hole there. And this guy drilled a hole in the back and shoved one of those model rocket.
Bottle rockets.
Yeah, and lit that thing off, and it was at my house and went right down the block, and it stayed pretty straight. And those AMT wheels and tires and everything, it rolled real good and stayed real well, and it's just like, wow. So I had to do that. I bought a couple of those kits to do that with. That was a ball.
Good time.
Okay, so getting back to the 32.
Yeah.
I have a Auto World. I got a couple of them. I have a 72, or I'm sorry, I have an 85, an 80, 89, a 70 and 72 catalog. I can't find in the 85. I think that black one came out sometime in the 80s, didn't it?
I
The
thought
black version. That was the second version. I think came. So in 85 it wasn't out, but the average price of an 8th scale monogram kit was like $33.50.
Oh, so probably
Now in 1970 they didn't have the 32, but they had the Big T. The Big T, remember the Big T?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was $12.98. So in 1970, a monogram normal kit was like $1.98 to $3.20. So
$2 to $3
that gives you the variable in the price. So I would think that would have been probably about 25 or $30 maybe in that area.
Yeah.
Probably what that. I think the black one was the second version because I have the latest version of the 32.
And that 32, what year do you think that was, Tim, when you got it?
Man, that would have been mid to late 70s.
Really? Maybe it did come out early. Maybe I'd have to Google that.
About that, yeah. So let's just say 1978, and maybe it was $20 in 1978.
Would be like $100 now.
I made some decent money as a kid. Of course, I cut yards, shoveled snow, and I had paper route.
Yeah, that would be about $100 today, which
Wow.
I think.
And that thing doesn't cost $100 today.
What's it cost today, you think?
I'm gonna say if it come out new, it'd probably be $60.
Yeah.
The big scale Camaro is only. I think I got my big scale orange Camaro for, was it $60 or $70?
Yeah, that
It was
sounds
cheap,
about
and then
right.
people were buying the heck out of them and reselling them on eBay for $100, and they were making money.
Yeah, that would have been that would be a cool one to bring back. I remember that one. I would actually consider getting it. That was a cool looking hot rod.
If I remember right, it had a tan top that you could sit on it. If I remember right,
Yeah, I thought the top was white and then the interior was tan.
might have been.
something
It's
like
been a
that.
couple years.
A few. But G.I. Joe, see, I might have to get one if I could locate one. Then I have a G.I. Joe to put in it. The perfect scale. I can't believe he fit in there. That's awesome.
Oh, I don't know if it fit or not, but he was
made
going
it
for a
fit.
ride. He's going to be cool and ride in style.
Oh man.
Well, some of those GI Joes from the '80s, the vehicles were pretty much model kits in themselves. Because I remember you buy them, you'd have to put half of it together, and
Yeah.
you could do some decent paint work on that and really make them look amazing.
Well, that's after my time. My GI Joes you just bought and they were ready to rock and roll. Same with the Barbie.
Oh, I cut all the hair off my sister. My sister had all the original Barbies. I cut all the hair off of them.
Oh, she must have been
She's
thrilled.
still mad about that.
And they had like real, our GI Joes had real clothes, and he's got a side firearm right there. How cool is that? And real hair and a scar.
Yeah, the old scar. I remember that.
Yeah,
So,
GI Joe, was there.
so according to the internet, the Big Deuce, of course, came out in '63, which would have been that yellow version. It was molded in yellow.
Wow.
And then it says it was re-released several times, including the '70s, '80s, '93, and '95.
Oh wow.
I only thought it was reissued 3 times, but according to that, it was issued more than that. I know the second one I remember was the black one, and I think the latest version is in yellow also, isn't it?
I
I
think
don't
so.
know.
The one with it's got a Spanish Mexican blanket for it, and doesn't it have spun aluminum wheels.
I'm not sure.
I know I have it. I just don't have it here. It's over my building.
Ah. Oh, you got a building?
Well, it's in my former business building. I have a rental garage that I just have all my stuff in,
Oh
my
man.
tools and stuff. It's over there. It don't fit in here. You gotta knock a wall out to put that thing in. Like Tim said, you're limited on space. That thing isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what keeps me away from large scale builds is simply
Where are you gonna put it?
I don't have a place to put it. It's like I've got that Tamiya Porsche, that large scale Porsche. I really want to finish that up, but I don't know where the heck I'm going to put it. I have no place in this house for it.
I got the same problem. I have the I think it was back in the late '80s, early '90s. Like I said, I was a huge fan of Miami Vice, so anything that had a exotic sports car, I had to have it. So I bought I think they were Fujimi 1/12 or 1/16 scale Lamborghini Countach and Ferrari Testarossa.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to save up quite a bit to get those because they were pricey even back then.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, the big ones were always pricey.
Yeah, and I haven't built them yet. The Countach I started, and I like I said, didn't really know what I was doing back then, so it's gonna have to be torn down and be redone. The Ferrari I never touched because I was afraid to start that one because it was an expensive kit. Where was I gonna put it? And I didn't want to screw it up.
Yeah.
So I still got them in my stash.
Yeah, my big 32. I've been collecting parts for it. I actually got brass nuts and bolts. I want to bolt the frame because those things, the frame, it's so heavy. Like the suspension and the frame is so heavy on that, it can't really support the weight of what you're building. And I always wanted to kind of bolt mine together instead of gluing it together. I wanted to bolt it together, at least the frame and the suspension on it. Of course, that hasn't happened yet. It's on the list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
200 cars down. It's on there somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
But if I can't see, it's like it's harder to see. It's like that's what I don't understand about Mark. He goes instead of going like bigger scale, he's doing those 1/32 scale cars. I can't see those. I need bigger. So at some point, I'm gonna have to, I want to work my way up to 1/20th scale, and then I'll go to 1/16th, or kind of work my way up, gradually.
If I had the room for those, I would love to do the same thing.
But then the big ones, I guess it's a slippery slope. The bigger ones, you got to add more detail to them because you can see everything on them.
This is the current project right now.
Good
So
grief.
this I have room for.
What is that?
Is that a Hot Wheels?
No. This is a Bandai. It's called what is it called? The Ultra Guard Pointer. It's from a show called Ultraman from the '60s.
Oh, okay. I remember Ultraman.
and one of the Ultraman series. I think it's Ultra 7, Ultraman, Ultra something. And that's how big the thing is. We got plenty of room for these.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
almost a
yeah.
Hot Wheel size.
Yeah.
Remember the? I don't know if you guys remember the mini Lindy's from Lindbergh.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of those.
there were some cool ones they did.
Yeah, they had some. They had the boxes are really cool in them.
Yeah,
That's the box for this Ultraman thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's a pretty big box.
yeah, that's a big box for a little model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
And there's only one in there. They didn't get a whole fleet.
Yeah, really.
They could have fit a whole fleet in there, but no, you only get one.
Wow.
Yeah, that size box should come with a grip.
It's a Sprues must have been pretty big on that.
Yeah, well,
What's bigger, a grip or a gross?
They're gross.
Gross. Okay. I just started tinkering with a 43rd scale model. I got gifted a whole bunch of NASCAR 43rd scale model kits, and I just did a video on one that the guy who gave it to me. One of them was already painted, so I'm gonna finish putting that one together for. Might as well plug it for Tim's. Finish it up in February. There you go. See how we slide that in. If anybody doesn't know, if you got a model you need to finish, go on over to his Facebook group and post what you got. You got to get finished. You know, you might have had it packed away for a while. And Tim allowed me to, can I finish someone else's build? And he said, yeah. So.
Because I don't even really call it a group build. It's just a chance for everyone to finish something up.
Yeah, it isn't really.
It's been tucked away forever, and you need to get it out and finish it.
So we're sending them all to Matt, and you're going to finish them for us.
Yeah. Right. There you go. Now that clause has been put in.
Well, I got two.
I'll be shipping them out tomorrow.
I got two that I'm working on right now that I got to get finished, hopefully by the end of February.
Yeah, I got my little Porsche that I started a couple years ago. It just needs some bare metal foil and a little bit of more dirtying up and stuff, and it'll be done. That one I'm gonna have done. I'm gonna probably work on that one next weekend. This weekend I think I'm gonna today. Well, the weekend's almost over with, but when we get done with this, I want to put that little stock car together, that starter stock car, and post it on the group, and then I'm gonna get onto that because I still got a lot of work to do on my USAC Camaro, and I am going to have that done. When's that? That's in March 16th.
Yeah, I got back on mine.
We just got a couple of weeks left. And
I'll probably start mine March 1st. I haven't even started mine.
You haven't even started yours yet.
I got my interior done on mine.
Oh, cool. Are you in on that one this year, Onyx?
No, I couldn't get in on that one because I'm stuck in the middle of. I was in the middle of 3 builds, which I'm still kind of in the middle of all 3 of them. That little car right there is one of them, which is for the small scale group build, which I don't know why I even got into that because I don't have time to finish the stuff that I've already started.
That's what we do.
I found this thing. I was at the hobby shop and I found this little thing there, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta build this." And I figured that gave me the excuse to push it to the front of the line.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the middle of this also, which is I'm building the original monogram version, but when I saw this box for the new one, the colors on here are of the Indianapolis Pace Car Edition. Yeah. So the one I'm building right now, which I'm trying to get finished for NNL East in April, which is why I got to try and get it mostly completed this month, is that I'm kit bashing it with the MPC car and installing the 4-cylinder engine from the MPC car into the monogram car, or the Revel car now. And the MPC is 125th, the Revel is 124th. So just getting the engine and the transmission to mate and put them in there and get them to look realistic has been a little bit of a hassle. But for the most part, hold on a second, let me give you guys a quick peek.
Yeah. And boy, he knows about those cars. Those
Yeah.
Fieros, that is his bag, baby.
Yep.
Okay, this is the monogram chassis, and that's the MPC 4-cylinder engine in it.
Okay.
That doesn't look bad.
Yeah, 124th to 125th actually seems to work. And I had all the decals from a real pace car done by STS Decals. I sent them all photographs of all the engine trimming, and they actually replicated all the markings that are on the engine for me.
Here, hold on. I'll bring you back. Put it up there. Yeah, there we go. Wow, that fit just fine. It looks. I don't see discrepancy in scale at all.
No, it actually seems to work really nicely. I mean, getting it to make, because I had to use a monogram transmission, because that monogram transmission, the axles go right through it.
Right.
The only way to line them up properly is to use the monogram trans.
Yeah.
So I had to make the monogram transmission fit the NPC engine, which they don't mate up at all. And so I just kind of had to make it work.
Well,
and then I had details such as fuel lines.
That's the beauty of model building. That looks great. I'm actually going to keep that in mind because I don't know. I might want to do the opposite. Put that multi-port fuel injected 6 into one of the AMTs. I wonder how that'll happen. That might be a little bit might not have the room for that.
Well, one of the future plans for the Fieros is a V8 in the back of one of these, because I'm actually doing that in one of my 1-1 cars. That's if I can ever find the time to finish that.
Are you putting an LS in it?
Yeah, an LS4.
I gotta say, any of you go if there. He did an excellent video. Onyx did an excellent video on his channel, featuring one of his friends that had this conversion done by this father and son team that specialize in this stuff and make the kits for it. It's a really good video, and this Fiero is scary. It sounds. Yeah. It even had he switched it to open up the exhaust, and oh man.
Yeah, he's got the exhaust cutouts that's operated with a little key fob remote control.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh man, this Fiero is terrifying. And it's a really, really good install. Those guys. I mean, it looked like the engine's supposed to be in there. It doesn't look cobbled up at all. That is a really cool video if anybody gets a chance to go see it. And in the description below, of course, we're going to have a link to Onyx's YouTube channel. So go over there and check it out.
Mrs. Onixfiero made this shirt. Made the shirt for me.
Ah.
And she was like, "Well, you should wear that shirt."
Yeah. And another thing I'll just throw in on a little thing. What I always liked about Onyx's channel too is he's also an avid sci-fi builder and into that, and really good at it. And I want to start getting more into building more spaceship models, but kind of like I need to get some car models done. I feel like I'll be cheating on my girlfriend if I build a spaceship right now. I got to get some model cars done. And here we go.
Hey, there he is.
Bobby Dude 007 in the house. And
hey, sorry about the delay. I had to get the uniform of the day on.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is the uniform of the day, being that this is Daytona.
I rushed in and went, okay, got to change.
Right on.
Okay, we can start over now.
Another episode of the Model Car Hobby Podcast. And one thing I couldn't do at the end is I always have to ask you, Mark, what episode is this? Number 11.
11.
I didn't say anything because I knew you're coming on. I had to ask you that.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Is it raining at your house, Mark?
It is pouring.
Yeah.
Another reason I changed.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey Mark, I wanted to say thanks for this. This was you left one of these by my car at NNL East. I had the one with the dogs on it. the super
Yes.
soccer.
Oh,
And
I put out about 4 or 5 of those per at each show. Just kind of my favorite tops. But awesome.
Mark,
these are
have you ever met?
very cool.
Did you meet Onyx? Then you know Onyx?
I don't think we've
Yeah,
met
well,
personally. Have we?
yeah.
Where did we meet?
I don't
NNL
think
East?
we do what?
Did we meet personally at NNL East?
Actually, we did. Yeah. It was brief with everything going on, everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
That was a blast. But I look forward to it again, though.
He
That's
probably
cool.
Well, I
blew
was
you
looking
off.
at
when we
Everybody
I
blows
when
me
we
was
get
off,
to
so it's
these
probably the same
shows,
deal.
when we get to these shows, it just seems to go by so fast.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
yes, it does.
There's so many great people that you want to meet for the first time, and if when you do, or some that you miss, and you got, oh no, he was there and I missed. Yeah, it just But what a great community we have, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what makes it great to go to the shows and see everybody.
Yeah.
I was at least 2 or 3 days long.
So, Mark,
Yes.
what is the oldest survivor build that you have still in your case?
I sent you pictures of one I found, which actually was given back to me recently.
He probably
I
lost the
probably
pictures.
have some older. I probably have some older. I have no clue where they are.
Yeah.
Seriously, in the stash, somewhere in boxes. I have no clue. But that is the oldest one that I could find. And that was back before I did a lot of detailing. And that was a replica of Butch Lindley's Speedway car from 74, 75. And I think that's about the time I built it. And
Oh, really?
they were running, I think I saw this car run at Charlotte, and it was sitting out front of the shop one day, and it had the black hood with the Black Diamond Coal Company sponsorship on it. And that's the one I wanted to do. So that's it. That's just an MPC. I think I started off with that Cuckoo Marlin Monte Carlo,
Right.
and just threw that together for the shelf. It's straight out of the box for the shelf. And that was, well, like I said, 74, 75. But it was a fun build, and I loved it on the shelf. Generic decal. Before we have all these decals we had today, that was something from a hobby shop in our town called Hobby Center. And they had those little water slide decals, but they were the generic letters and numbers. So you couldn't choose a font or anything. You just got what you could get. And but all of them were water slide. I had to cut out each of the Black Diamond. I had to cut out each one of those letters individually and line them up. So I don't know if I have patience for that anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. But
but it was a fun build, and it represented Butch on the shelf.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, and you still have it. That's pretty cool. From 1975.
Yeah, 74, 75, somewhere in there is when they ran that. I think that's about the same time I built it.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, man, I'm glad you made it in. We were doing.
I guess everybody else has already shown theirs, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's another little thing that we got into talking about when we all went around and talking about our oldest survivor. We started talking about our very first car. So everybody said what their very first real car was. What was your very first car that was yours? You drove around and picked up the girls.
It
with?
Was a 1965 Mercury Comet. My grandfather bought brand new on the showroom floor, and 289 3-speed. And he gave that to me on my 17th birthday. So that was my very first street car anyway. And of course I had to rod it up over time. And I had that car until my cousin really wanted it about 8 or 9 years ago. I still had it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And my cousin has it now.
Nice.
That's cool.
On the condition that my brother Keith or I, if we ever want it back, or if he ever wants to sell it, one of us gets it back.
Man, you guys that have, at least still in the family, your first car, that's cool. Because, like Tim, he still has his first car. and hopefully we'll be getting it back on the road soon.
What is it, Tim?
Challenger.
Challenger? Oh, cool.
Yeah, but Onyx, Irvin and I, we don't have our first car. It sounds like Irvin's first car. It's probably good that he doesn't have it anymore. This sounded pretty tired and beat when he had it. Why don't you tell Mark what it was?
I had a 62 Nova 4-door, straight 6.
Oh.
It was pretty beat. I paid $50 for it. It was pretty beat when I got it. And it's Pennsylvania, so, a lot of rot underneath of it. We had to reinforce the floors with some metal signs. We pop rivet them in, and we'd put pitch underneath, tar underneath of it as a water sealer on it. We didn't weld anything. It's all pop riveted, and, it just made it legal in Pennsylvania. We didn't reinvent the wheel on it. That's the way we did it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have Flintstone brakes. You couldn't put your feet through the floor. That was the main thing. Because we had Pennsylvania had state inspections every year, so you had to have it. Certain things
We
you
had
had
that
to
in
have,
South Carolina. Up until 92 or 93, we had state inspections,
Oh, really?
but they did away with it. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, but
a car like a 4-door Nova would get a lot of attention at the car shows that we go to
probably now. You don't see any 4-doors.
Correct.
No.
No.
That's why I think it would just stand out. I remember I went to a car show last year, year before, and you saw Porsches, you saw Lamborghinis, Ferraris, all of that. The one car that stole the show was a pristine 1977 Chevy Chevette.
Yeah.
I had a Chevette. I had one.
All eyes were on that car.
I think I had a 78. We bought a 2-door, bought it new. I think I paid
Wow.
I think it was like $3,000. It wasn't that much. Nothing on it. It had crank windows. I don't know if it had any. It had a radio. That was probably about it. It did have white walls on it.
Good old AM radio.
It's kind of interesting how something like the Chevette, which when they were new, it was an appliance and nobody wanted one. They needed one. And now, like what you say, one shows up at a car hangout. Everybody goes, God, they were all over the place. None of them exist. Some of the strangest stuff catches our eyes nowadays that we could have cared less when they were on the road.
Well, there was one at the GM Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania I went to last summer. There's a whole little Chevette club.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there was one there that it looked like it just rolled off the showroom floor. That was my favorite car of the show.
Is that the one that sold for obscene money at one of the auctions because it was so low miles and original?
Oh, I don't know if it was that one or not.
Was
but
it silver?
I mean, it was beautiful.
Was it?
No.
silver?
It was almost like a pale yellow.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That would be fantastically ugly.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think they put pretty colors on them.
Well, I know there was one recently at either Mecum or one of the Barrett Jackson auto auctions that sold for just obscene amount of money, but it was like it had like no miles on it. It never got used. It was like a brand new car.
Oh, good grief.
By itself, but it definitely captures the imagination of people that were, kids in the 70s or, yeah. That was a I just remember those things. I liked them. When I was a little kid, I was fascinated with them because I had a toy one that was a little 4-door. Those cheap plastic car toys you get at the grocery store that had the snap-in axles underneath, and they were just kind of like real soft plastic. But what I loved about my Chevette toy was that the back hatch opened up so I could stuff into it like I'm going on a trip. Played with that for hours, so I liked the Chevette.
Well, that was actually
what was the super price brand new on the Chevette?
What was the what?
$1,000, I think.
The sticker price on a brand new Chevette when they came out. Those things weren't.
Well, I had a
Not that much,
78
but-
that I bought new, and it was a 2-door hatchback, and it had a radio in it. I don't think it had any other options. And I think we paid like $3,000 or $3,200 for it.
Yeah, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
So it was blue. It's a pretty
still-
car.
I still have the window sticker for that Comet that my grandfather bought that he gave it to me. Take a guess, 65.
65
Now, it was
Comet?
bare bones. Of course, there's no air. It didn't even have a radio in it. I had to go to a junkyard and get an AM radio to put in it. Later
20
upgraded that, of course, but it was
$1,500.
$1,893.23.
Well, let's just see.
And that was a brand new car.
Yeah.
I need to have that laminated. I've got it in a folder,
Yeah,
but
that
I
would
need
be
to have
really
that
cool.
laminated.
So, brand new car in 1963. 63. Putting my calculations into the inflation calculator, and you said that was 1,800 and what?
That was in 65, bare bones, nothing on it. 1893.23.
They'll call it 1900.
And
I think my grandfather said the first
65.
car he bought, an old A model or T model, whatever it was, brand spanking new, was like $980 or something like that.
See, that would be a $19,548.47 car today. Which you don't even find a new car today that cheap.
No,
No.
I'm ready to say you don't find them like that.
Average price of a new car today, I think, is about $50,000, and at my place, our average price is about 90.
Yeah, well, you work at a Mercedes dealership, don't you?
Yeah, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. You're a tech. You're a Mercedes tech, aren't you?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah, it's as much fun as it sounds like.
I'll take your word for it. Oh man. Yeah. Well, guys, since Mark, you come in, you got anything else you want to mention or say before we get out of here and go watch the Daytona
Other
500?
than just, I apologize for my tardiness.
It's okay. Well, just to let everybody know, that's
I'm
really
just
not
tickled to
Mark's
be
fault.
part right now.
That's not really Mark's fault because we actually, at the last minute, I asked everybody if we could do an hour early because I forgot that it was Daytona 500 today as we're recording it. And then they moved the Daytona 500. After we moved back to 11 o'clock, then they moved their start an hour earlier now. But I think we'll still make it. But it was everybody accommodated me this time. I appreciate that, everyone, and we still came out. So it's cool. You got on, you got to tell your story. So that's all that matters, there, Mark.
Well, sorry I missed you guys. I'll go back and watch it though. So
Yes, you can go back
always
and watch it.
and go back, watch, and check the comments. So you guys watching, hey, put down what yours were.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to hear down in the comments. We want to hear what your oldest you still have a surviving oldest build. Tell us about it. And heck, if you want to go on to the Luka C whatever group thing job over on Facebook that I got, description down there, link to it. Go in there and post a picture of it and say, hey, you guys were talking about this on the podcast. This is mine. Let's see those. We want to see those. And we all get on there and take a look, and we'll respond to it. We want to see your builds, your oldest build that's still surviving. And with that said, Mark, why do we try to keep all our builds as long as we can?
Because they're fun.
That's right. Simple. I want to thank Onyx for coming on, and everybody. Tim, thanks, I guess. Irvin, yeah, thank you. Mark, thanks. And well, let's go watch the Daytona 500.
Let's do it.
I got to go buy some chips though. I didn't go get my munchies before, so I think I might have enough time before the show that I can go get my junk food to eat while I watch this crap. Anyways, yay. We'll see what happens.
You can watch it during the rain delay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's raining.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got. Are they rain delayed right now? I think that's why they.
Oh, I don't
bumped
know.
it.
I don't
They
know.
tried to get
I
it
don't
in
have a
before
clue.
the rain. But we will
All
see.
we have by me is snow.
Yeah, I got a feeling that it's not going to be a 500 race if they are able to launch it off today. So we will.
How many
see.
laps they need to get in before they call it?
Half of them.
Half of it.
Halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, halfway at least.
Yeah, and we will see. I don't know. Yay, racing season started. Anyways, thank you all for watching and listening. This is me, Luka C. And, well, here's the producers. Till the recording. Okay, now you guys can be funny.
This is a baloney in my shoes, so I feel funny.
I think a couple more people are going to come in, but we're going to start, and they can pop in when they pop in, or not. 4 of us is a podcast. No time like the present. We can fire it off. Do it. Pre-production just epic fail here for me. I let everyone down. Hold on. Yeah, I got your pictures. I thought I had them loaded up, ready to rock. I've never.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I got
Womp,
them.
womp, womp.
While he's doing that, hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?